Is this on? Thank you. Can everybody hear me? How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Who's fired up right now? Yeah, that one right there. I see you. What's up, guys? My name is Leo, and I am everything that she just mentioned. I'm not the guy that was speaking on the video. I was the guy in the camera shoot. You guys saw that, right? Okay, good. So, who here, let me ask you guys a question. Who in here knows exactly what they want to do in their life today? Wow, really? Oh, that's a lot more than I thought. Those of you who didn't raise your hand, great, because I don't even know what I want to do with my life. You never understand what you want to do with your life. But it's very important to do the little things to prepare yourself so when the opportunity comes knocking on your door, you're ready for it. And hopefully my story today, I'm just going to tell you about my life story. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to give you a bunch of bullet points. I'm just going to tell you my story. And if you guys please pay attention to me, hopefully I can help you out. Could you guys help me out for about that for 5 minutes? We good? You guys good? You guys good? Yeah, let's go.
And I'm going to give you the stage. I'm going to step off on the side. I'm just going to give you the stage.
Okay.
Tell your story.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Japan. I lived there till about 10th grade. Any 10th graders in here? Yeah, so about you guys' age. Right now I'm 24 years old. When I first moved to this country, I didn't have any friends. I sat by myself at lunch. I remember walking around the hallways, pretending like I had places to go. Really, I didn't. That's you? She said that's me. But through basketball and through music and common interests, I was able to make friends. But when I went to college, I was starting to get comfortable with my friends that I was making, but everybody went away for college. I went to Wayne State, I commuted, and everybody else went to Michigan State and University of Michigan. They're partying up, having a good time. And here I am commuting to school, to work, and it really sucked. And I was so uninspired. I was like, why am I learning this subject? I don't even want to go into business. Why am I studying this stuff? And it got really bad to the point the university sent me an email saying, Leo, if you don't get your GPA up, we're gonna penalize you. We're gonna put you in a timeout. And I'm like, what? Okay, I need to get my act together. But I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I couldn't learn. I'm the type of guy that learns better when I know exactly why I'm learning. How many of you guys are like that too? Okay, cool. A lot of you on my team now. Okay, so one day during that hard period of time where I'm frustrated, like I don't know what I want to do with my life, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer. And I was going back and forth from the hospital to school, and I hated going to school and I hated going to the hospital because every step that my grandfather took forward in fighting cancer, the next day he took 2 steps back. And I was there Christmas time, and I remember watching I think it was the Miami Heat versus the Los Angeles Lakers game on TV, and my grandpa's like barely awake, he's just laying there like, And it was a really, really sad time. And I remember feeling really, really sad, and I wasn't doing so hot in school, and just some dark ages, I guess. And he finally passed away, and I was there to witness my grandfather pass away with my own life, or with my own eyes. How many of you guys in here have witnessed somebody die before? Okay, so you probably understand this when I'm telling you this, but for the rest of you, I'm going to say this. When you witness somebody that you admire and respect so much pass away, take their final breath on this earth right in front of you, it gives you this big epiphany that life is too short, and the most important thing is not really what you do, but the most important thing in life is to do what you love, be with the people you want to be with, and be happy. Okay, if you can do those 3 things, that was the moment that I realized, okay, those are the 3 important things. So a couple days go by, and I'm at his funeral, and it was probably this funeral hall was a little bit bigger than this room, but this place was packed, okay? Like people with different walks of life, just like how we all are today. And so many people came up to me and said, Leo, your grandfather was a great man, and he made a positive impact in my life. And when I heard that, I realized that, the important thing in life isn't to really make a lot of money or, own a business or, get this awesome job. No, it's how many people's lives can you impact positively while being altruistic, okay? That became my biggest mission, to positively impact as many people as I possibly can while being altruistic. So ever since I changed that mindset and changed my mindset to, man, I wish I had all of this stuff, I was thinking more in gratitude. So I started to see the things that I'd possessed in my life, and I started to become happier because I'm like, man, I got awesome parents, I have awesome extended family, I have awesome friends. My life isn't so bad. I don't know what the heck I'm doing in school, but we'll figure that out. It's cool. So I started to get more positive. And there, I met the girl of my dreams here, and Jamie. She's here taking pictures of me, so obviously, we did a great job. Today is actually our 3-year anniversary, so thank you. So just good things kept happening to me. And, when my grandfather passed away, I realized that, he had this innate ability to talk to anybody, anywhere, and make them feel good and make them feel important. And I felt that he gave me that personality trait, and it was my destiny to keep this legacy going. So now I have a purpose in life. It's to keep my grandpa's legacy going, and I love my grandpa. So, this is when I was starting to get like, okay, I'm starting to really figure this out. And so I said, okay, he had a communication skill. What field do I go into to keep my grandpa's legacy in the most productive way possible? The best vehicle I can think of was broadcasting. So I got into broadcasting, okay? And I went from a borderline academic probation student to the next semester, when I switched to broadcasting class, I went to a 4.0 because I knew exactly why I wanted to do this. So I was really passionate about the work I was doing. I was working really hard. And I really wanted to get better. I was like, okay, I love interviewing people. How can I interview people? So I just started my own thing. Reality Tell Your Vision was a concept that my friend and I at the time we came up with, where I can start interviewing people and bring what they possess to the world and bring that out and putting the light on it. So I started interviewing people and did 7 live episodes, 3 live events, and that's where I met Miss Montgomery. Where is she? She stepped out, good. Okay. That's where I met her, and I met Chelsea Clinton, and I met the mayor of Detroit, and I just saw where it took me. It was crazy. It just all happened so fast. And my crew that I worked with, we all went our separate ways because we all graduated from college, and I was working at a shipping department at the time. And, every day I was busting my butt in the shipping department, going to school, and I just kept my headphones on, and I just kept studying successful people and how they think and everything. And I just kept a positive attitude about everything. And one day, my company decided to have a random leadership event at Ford Field. And there, I met Jason Hansen. Do you guys know who Jason Hansen is? Okay, the fellas know who Jason Hansen is. So he was a Lions kicker, okay? And he was there and giving a speech just like I am. And afterwards, I went up to him and I said, sir, everybody's taking pictures, but I went up to her all serious, and I said, sir, my name is Leo, born and raised in Japan, and I realize in this country, in order to be successful, you must have 2 things. Number 1, if you guys can write this down, if you have a pen or a paper, I really strongly suggest you write it down. Number 1, the most important thing, is to have the ambition to go and get what it is that you want. Okay? You have to go and get your own success, your own dreams. You have to get it. It's not your mom, it's not your dad, it's not your uncle, it's not your aunt, it's not your cousins, it's not your brothers and sisters. It's you that decides, I am gonna get it. Number 2, you have to surround yourself with the people that can help you get there. People who are doing something at a higher level than you. People who you want to emulate. Surround yourself with those people. So the top 5 people that you know in life is who you will become. So if you're hanging around 5 millionaires, the chances of you becoming that 6th millionaire is pretty high, right? If you're surrounding yourself with 5 haters, guess what? You're going to be the 6th hater. So don't do that. Just surround yourself with happy people. If you have 5 happy people around you, you're going to be the 6th happy people or happy person. So that's why I said something. I said, in order to be successful in life, you have to have 2 things: ambition and knowing the right people. Do you know anybody that may be able to point me towards the right direction in my career? I'm broadcasting and journalism, by the way. And he looked at me and he's like, I like that attitude, man. You know what? I'm going to reference you to the director of broadcasting production for the Detroit Lions. Contact him and use me as a reference. I mean, this guy I used to just watch on TV all the time, and now I'm sitting in front of him and he's telling me, hey, use me as a reference, man. I'm like, what? Okay. So, it was strange. It just all happened. And I contacted the guy and we set up a meeting. I prepared like crazy for that interview. All the information that you need in this world is there. So just prepare, and you're going to get it. And I killed that interview, and from there, I got an internship position, and now I'm, working every home games, helping shoot the games for the broadcasting department. So the point I'm trying to make to you is this: that you really, in life, you have to go and get what it is that you want. But in order to find what it is that you want, you have to be kind of lucky. And in order to be lucky, you have to make sure that you are a positive person. So just make sure that you do the little things. Take care of the people around you and be grateful for everything that you want, and don't quit. And you're going to get there. And one last thing, the craziest part. You know what my favorite memory with my grandfather was? Watching the Lions play. So when I stepped on to Ford Field and I'm watching the Lions and I'm hanging around, like Marvin Jones and Stafford and all these guys, it was such a surreal thing because I really felt my grandfather's presence right next to me. And that's my story. So, if you're somebody that's struggling academically or whatever, it's never too late. You're on your own path. So just trust it and just go with the flow, and you'll find your own success. Don't ever be afraid of talking to people. I mean, come on. We all come into this earth the same way, and we all die the same exact way. So what makes that person more special than you? The color of their casket? Like how gold it is? Like, you're dead, dude. You don't even know what casket you're in. So don't be afraid of people. I mean, 9 times out of 10, people are always looking to help each other out. I mean, yeah, you're going to get those guys that are going to be snaky and try to trip you when you're not looking and stuff like that. But you just keep going, and you're gonna find the right people around you. Really, no questions? Please, someone ask a question. There we go, my man. There we go. Yes. Thank you. What is your name? Trey.
Where's Trey? Hold on, Trey. Raise your hand, Trey. Oh, you have the mic. I'm sorry.
He's prepared.
So my question is, since losing your grandfather was such a big impact on your life, and because of that experience, you are where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Would you, do you sometimes wish that you could see you where you are right now, and how much success you've had, and how many people you're a success as?
It's a catch-22 because I don't think if it wasn't for that moment, I would be in the position that I am today. So what I realized, what I took away from that experience, and that's a great question, by the way, is that everything in life happens for a reason. The good, the bad, it has something to do with something that comes later on in life. So if you could understand that, you will be able to maneuver yourself through the tough times, and on top of that, appreciate the tough times as well. So my grandfather passing, I would love for him to be here, of course. Yeah, I wish I was watching the Lions game with him still, even though he was very negative about the Lions all the time. Oh, they're going to lose, Leo. They're going to lose, Leo. It drove me crazy at the time, but I loved those times. Yes, I would like to redo it, but everything happens for a reason. So I'm grateful for how it all turned out. And yeah, so hopefully that answers your question.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Alexandria.
Hi, Alexandra. Thank you. Yeah, Alex. Hey, cheer Alex on. Come on now. She's got a long walk. Don't make it awkward for her. Come on.
Okay, so I was wondering, why did you guys originally move here, and how was that experience since you were kind of older? Well, a little.
Well, it was always my wish because my father is American. He was from Grosse Pointe, Michigan, and my mom my mom is from Japan. And my mom and my dad met. He was in the Navy, and he met while he was out in Japan, stationed out in Japan, and they got married and we lived in Japan. And as a diverse cultured person, half Japanese, half white, I wanted to experience both culture. So high school was kind of like that medium point where I can enjoy both. So that's why I moved over here. But for your second question, what that process was like, it was hard. I went from wearing a uniform every single day and taking your shoes off, at the front of the entrance of the building, and not, allowed to chew gum and, all these crazy rules, to coming in and, just walk in with your shoes, and you can wear sweatpants if you want to, and you're hanging out, and, everybody's a lot more open in terms of their personality trait. Yeah, that was I was super shy, and could you imagine, like, all of my friends were on the opposite side of the planet. Like, I had no friends. And this is before Facebook, right? The only way I could communicate with my buddies in Japan is Xbox. And only one kid had Xbox. So I was by myself a lot. So that really sucked. But it really doesn't matter, the language barrier, they're all overrated, because we're all humans, right? Like I said earlier, we all born the same way and we die the same way. So, for me, you're going to find common interests with people, and you're going to build friendship off of it. For me, it was basketball. I was tall, and, I was competitive, and, we had a great time playing basketball. But I want to share a story with you. One day, the most memorable cultural difference seen was, in Japan, respect is huge. So when you're in the first grade, you have to refer the second graders as Mr. and Mrs. Could you imagine that? Hey, 10th graders, raise your hand. 11th graders, raise your hand. If those 10th graders don't call you Mr. and Mrs., they're being disrespectful today. It's like that, right? So I remember when I came to the United States, I was in my first open gym, and I'm a freshman kid, right? And I'm getting ready to go into the game. And the senior captain kid comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, are you next?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he looks at me and goes, "Sir? What the hell you call me sir, man?" And I remember that moment, I'm like, what did I do wrong? I was just showing my respect. But, I had to get used to that. I was a little too extreme. So that was probably one of my biggest cultural shocks. But that respect part is very important. Because when you are out here in college and you're trying to look for a job, people always appreciate respect. So if you're respectful, you're going to find yourself sitting at the big kids table earlier than you think. So hopefully I answered that question for you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for just
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I was, this is probably like my second or third time doing something like this, but you guys were awesome. Thank you for looking at me and listening to me. And, I'm just a Japanese kid, and now I'm speaking in front of a bunch of American kids, and you guys are all giving me your attention. This is some crazy stuff. And if you guys want to, talk, stay in touch. 5 people around that you surround yourself with, who you become. If I can ever make it to your top 5, I'm always I'll be honored to be a part of your top 5. So, please, let's connect. I'm down.
Thank you all. Thank you all for listening.
Networking, yes, big word.
Networking. Remember, all our caskets look the same.